Eibach Springs, that's where I'm at, right here in Corona, California. This is the Craftsman experience on the road. And every time I go on the road and go to shops, I look for one thing, right there, Craftsman tools in one of an American-made company's toolboxes. Now, I'm gonna bring in my friend Adam Matthews. Come here, Adam. This guy has been here for years. He's the motorsports director. This guy's gonna take you on a tour where they bring in steel at one end and poop out springs at the other. You take him on a tour. I'm gonna go see if I can find the keys to this race car.
So this is where it all begins for Eibach Springs, the raw material, or the wire. We actually have 4 dedicated steel mills across the world, from Japan, United States, Germany, and South Korea, that actually make a special Eibach alloy for us, which is a very high tensile wire compared to most competitors that are out there making a similar type of product. We're gonna go in and take a look at the first steps of how we actually make the coil spring. Now, these large machines that you see here are our Wafios machines, designed by Eibach engineers in Germany, and they're kind of one of a kind for us. We take the raw material that you saw, basically the wiring, once then it goes to the hoppers, we lay it down flat on its back, and then our coil specialist will load it into the Wafios machine, and then once he gets that first coil done, he'll take it, measure out the free length, the diameter, and make sure it's right to spec as we have it drawn out from our engineers here at Eibach United States. So the next stage in our coil spring process, our Pro Kit process, is actually grinding. So now the difference between our newly coiled spring here, which is actually a motorsport spring, its ends are actually completely rounded still. Then we actually put it on the grinder and create a flat grind on both ends for this application. These are more preset machines. We're setting it all the way down the coil bind and releasing it. We're doing the same exact method as we do on our Pro Kit and Sport lines that we do on even the higher upper echelon of motorsport springs worldwide. And this also alleviates any kind of bowing issues that we may have with any type of our springs. So now they're ready for powder coat. So our powder coating process is a very important process to protect the spring against corrosion. You can actually see them using a blue powder coat because we do a ton of different colors for private label business, for OE and spec as well. So now that the spring is finished, we'll take it in here and to our QA department, or quality control. So as you can see, as we kind of take a stroll through here, all of our springs, they're actually brought in here, and we have actually an assortment of different spring testers to find out characteristics of load, rate, how much travel is available as well. So all of our motorsport springs will actually be 100% tested to make sure that every spring passes. If a spring actually comes back defective or flawed in any sort of way, we have to actually scrap the entire lot, begin the whole process over again. So one of the other important ingredients that we use for our suspension setups here at Eibach Springs are our sway bars. Once again, we look at the raw material. We actually use both solid and tubular bars depending on application. Of course, for the more of the sports cars like the Mustang and the Camaros, we like to go with the tubular bars just to lighten up the suspension and the corner weight as well. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Andrew's got his fresh bar coming off the machine right now. And what Andrew's gonna do now is take some measurements on the bar to make sure everything's asymmetrical. All the markings actually are key points that he has matched out on his drawing there. If you look at the white piece of paper on top of the table, that's the actual CAD design of this sway bar that we're working on. So he's taking all the measurements, making sure all the key parts match up perfectly before we take it on to the next stage, which is called informing. We actually have the bent bars inside the oven where they're red hot on the ends, and then we take it through 3 different stages. First is the flat press, and then next is the trimming press, so we actually can round the ends, and then our hole punch press. Following up after our informing station here with the sway bars, they go through similar stages as our springs do, which is going to be the shot peen stage, and then onto powder coating.
All right, I hope Adam took you on a good tour of this facility right here in Corona, California, the home of Eibach Springs, their world headquarters right here in the United States. Want more about what he's doing? Go to Eibach.com. You want to know more about the Craftsman experience on the road? Just go to your Google or any other search engines, type in Craftsman experience, all that stuff. Go to YouTube, check it all out. Craftsman, it's trust in your hands.